Judge Judy. Get nervous when I see people with a whole lot of papers in front of them, especially people who have been in an ongoing custody problem for 2 years. So I'm going to simplify this for you. Judge Judy. Because sometimes in this job, I have to handle cases that I know absolutely nothing about historically. I know everything about this case, despite the fact I've never seen you. The two of you were together. You had a child, and you separated in 2015. Mr. Kittle, Ms. Kraft. Yes, Judge Judy. And since that time, there has been an ongoing acrimonious relationship, which culminated just recently in a custody decision. So far, am I correct? Ms. Kraft, Mr. Kittle, yes, ma'am. Yes. Judge Judy. There you go. Judge Judy. And the custody decision was something that you didn't like because it awarded Mr. Kittle, according to what I read, 50-50 custody. Is that right? Ms. Kraft. Yes, ma'am. Judge Judy. And this is something that you did not initially agree to. Ms. Kraft. It's okay with me that the decision was made. Judge Judy. That's not what I said. I said you did not initially agree with it. The answer is, if you initially agreed with it, it wouldn't have been in court for how long? Ms. Kraft. It's 1.5 years, so almost 2 years. Judge Judy. 1.5 years because if you had agreed with, is it a boy or a girl? Ms. Kraft. A boy. Judge Judy. If you would have agreed with your son spending half the time with each parent, you wouldn't have been in court for 1.5 years. That a fair statement? Ms. Kraft. Yes, okay. So now this is what your lawsuit is for. Judge Judy. First of all, how old was your son when you separated? Mr. Kittle. 2. Judge Judy. And I'm not going to ask Ms. Kraft this question because she didn't give me a truthful answer when she swore to her complaint. How long were the two of you living together prior to separating? Mr. Kittle. 3.5 years. Ms. Kraft. That is untrue, Judge. Judge Judy. What? I read what you wrote here. Mr. Kittle. When your son was born, was Ms. Kraft living with you? Mr. Kittle. Yes, she was. Judge Judy. Was his birth a natural birth? Who took her to the hospital? Mr. Kittle. Yes, I did. Judge Judy. Not her mother. You did. Mr. Kittle. I didn't even know she said that. I'm sorry. Ms. Kraft. I never said my mother took me. We were on our way to a barbecue at his father's house that day. Judge Judy. Listen to me. I don't believe a word of what's in your papers. Do you understand? You said, I never lived with him. I always lived with my mother, but all my things and my son's things were at his house just because. Ms. Kraft. Not all my things. Some of my things. Judge Judy. Just a second. What you said was, Christopher and I dated for 4 years, have a 3-year-old son. We never lived together, but I was keeping my and my son's stuff there, furniture, TV, toys, etc., at his house because I was living with my mother. Ms. Kraft. Because we were planning on moving in together and getting married and having a family. Judge Judy. Okay, I don't believe a word you're saying. Anyway, 2 years later, you want all this stuff back. Ms. Kraft. I wanted it back from day one. Judge Judy. I'm not asking you a question. I told you I don't believe you. Judge Judy. Son was born, he drove you to the hospital. Who took her home from the hospital? Mr. Kittle. I did. Judge Judy. Of course, when you took her home from the hospital with your son, was there a room ready for your son? Was there a crib there? Who bought it? Mr. Kittle. Her aunt bought the crib. Judge Judy. Her aunt bought the crib and had it delivered where? Mr. Kittle. To my house. Her aunt who? I don't remember her name. Her dad's sister. Laura, I think it is. Judge Judy. I don't care. I don't believe you. Neither did the family court judge. That's why he was awarded 50-50 custody. Ridiculous. Now that's your case. Was there a trial with regard to custody? Did each of you have an attorney? How many witnesses did you call? Ms. Kraft. My mother. I think that was it. They also called the police officers. Judge Judy. And after the entire case, what happened to the temporary restraining order that you filed against him? It got dismissed. And how many allegations did you file against him with the Department of Children and Family Services? Nothing.